Welcome to WildHER Wisdom, the podcast where bold meets brilliant and wisdom gets a little wild. Join Shelley and Mary as they dive deep into real conversations about life, leadership, creativity, and everything in between. We're here to spark laughter, light up inspiration, and celebrate the wild and wise woman inside you. Whether you're chasing dreams, finding your balance, or just in need of a good laugh, you are right where you belong. Let's jump into today's journey together. This is WildHER Wisdom.
All right. I cannot believe it. Happy 2026, friends.
Yes.
Welcome. I know it's WildHER Wisdom season 4. I can't believe how quick the time has gone, but I'm so excited for what we have in store for you all today.
Me too. And Shelley, as we kick off season 4, we're stepping into something new, kind of a shared rhythm, a collective voice. So, what inspired the idea of something that we're about to announce, the Core 4? And what do you hope it brings to this season of WildHER Wisdom?
You know, Mary, I'm all about supporting women, about bringing great information to women, inspiring, uplifting. And we do a great job, by the way, by ourselves, Mary, just so you know. But when I really thought about some special women that I know who are doing amazing things that really sync with what we're doing, it made sense to bring Polo and Trishan as part of our core 4 so that we can continue to uplift and amplify voices, to bring their knowledge, their wisdom to our listeners, and just continue to grow together. So I'm so excited to have them here with us.
I love it.
So before we dive in, let's do a little introduction. Polo, you've been on a couple times. Trish, you've been on once before. Polo, tell us a little bit about you and what you think about the Core 4.
First of all, Happy New Year. And thank you so much for bringing us together. I mean, as you both well know, when we can bring our superpowers together, it just exponentially amplifies everything that we have to pull through. And so, from each of our corners of the world, like what a beautiful, beautiful co-creation and collaboration that we can have together. I love our differing perspectives. So, thank you for letting me be a part of this.
Of course.
I am an author and a speaker and a content creator. And so I just finished my latest book called Your Soul Code. In fact, I was telling you guys before, I've been up since 5 in the morning in my little recording studio recording the audiobook version. So that is sort of consuming my world right now, but it's perfectly apropos for this new year. So I can't wait to talk and to hear what you guys are wanting to bring forward and to maybe let go in this new year.
Polo's book is amazing. I've read it. It is transformational. I think every single person should read this book. It's outstanding, and I can't wait for you to talk more about it. Trish, hello. Tell us about you.
Hello, Happy New Year, my beautiful friends. And I also am so grateful for the chance to get together with the Core 4. Polo, so happy for you. Congrats. I can't wait to celebrate more. I am Trisha, and I am a teacher and a health and wellness coach that support women of all ages, as well as I've been focusing a lot this past year on working with young girls, the new generation that's coming. I think that's really powerful and important. And so I've been running workshops and speaking engagements, and it's just really lighting me up like nothing else.
That's so great. Oh my gosh.
You ladies are lighting
work,
me up.
And doing work that lights you up is just, there's nothing like it in the world, isn't it? There's nothing like it. It's so great.
Yeah.
So today we're going to be talking about intentions for 2026. But before we jump into that, let's just do a quick check. Polo, what energy or word are you bringing into 2026?
Ooh, that's a good one. I think a continuation of deep authenticity. I think that is sort of an endless well. I think that that word changes with every breath we take and every beat of our heart. And if we truly ask ourselves, who am I? At every opportunity that we can, we will get to that deeper and deeper level of authenticity. It's endless. It's why we're here. We're here to be the truth of who we are. And I think we so often allow ourselves to be shrouded in a bunch of other shite that we on to cover that up, whether it be through insecurity or fear or whatever. So that revelation of authenticity, that is my theme for this year.
I love that. And when you were on one of the other times that you were on, you said something, and I quote you all the time. I don't take this as my own, but you say, if we deny any part of ourselves, we deny all of ourselves. And that has resonated with me so much. And I think that when you talk about authenticity, that's the core of it, accepting every part of who you are.
And
So
I'm
thank you for
sure,
sharing that.
oh my gosh, it's my pleasure. And I'm sure we'll get into more of this, but in that spirit, like if we deny one part of ourselves, just like if we take an aspirin or we take a pain medication, when we're numbing one part of ourselves, we're numbing all of ourselves. So, in order to truly be and reveal the truth of who we are, to be the cumulative nature of our being, which is the seat of our power, the sanctuary of our soul, we need to include all of it. We need to include the light and the darkness of our experience and of our mind and memory and beingness. We have to do that in order to be the full power of who we are. So embrace it. Holy shit, we've all been through amazing things in our life. Include it, embrace it, envelop it, become friends with it, love it. It's part of you.
Thank you. What about you, Trish? What energy or word captures how you're beginning this year?
A few years ago, I started coming up with the practice of coming with a word of the year to try to drive my actions forward for the coming year. And so I'm choosing the same word that I chose last year, and that's unstoppable. I'm a
Oh,
version with no brakes. And I think that helps because a lot of times, there's the ups and downs of life. We get knocked down, things don't go the way that we want them to go, both personally and professionally. And so a lot of times you just want to give up. And rooting into that word unstoppable helps me remember my why I'm doing things, and like just keeps pushing me to continue and not give up, become more resilient.
Mm,
I love that.
yes.
Nice, nice.
What about you, Shelley? What's your word?
Oh boy, my word. I guess I've thought of a lot of different things. My thing is I'm really focused this year. And so when I think about focus, it's niching down, being authentic, not being everything to everyone. It's about being clear who and where my energy is going, who I'm sharing my space with, who I'm sharing my heart and my dreams with. So it really encapsulates what I'm trying to do from a business perspective, from an energy perspective, from a relationship perspective. We're going to be empty nesters here. Now, it's this year. My daughter graduates in 5 months. And, I've been raising kids for almost 34 years. And so for me, it's about really honing in on who am I when I'm not being a full time mom. I'll always be a mom, but when I'm not being a full time mom, who am I and how do I embrace this part of my life and truly step into the fullness of who I am without apology?
Love it.
What about
Beautiful.
you, Mary?
We did our vision boards recently, and
Mhm.
I decided, it's the year of the horse, right? Last year was snake, and we've shed what doesn't serve us. So, what do I think of when I think of horses? I think of wild and free. And so freedom is my word. And that's
Ooh,
freedom from the ties that have bound me, things that have held me back, people that have held me back, and from having to please other people. This year, it's all about me being wild and free.
I love that. And I am so here for that. Mary has been on a glow up for a couple of years now. And I'll tell you what, she is stepping into 2026 like,
It's true.
I'm so excited for you, Mary. All right. So, Polo, you speak so powerfully about becoming your super self. What intention are you setting in 2026 that feels like a stretch or a soul expansion for you?
Mm.
Ooh, that's such a great question. Thank you for asking me because let's see, with all of our words, we've got unstoppable, freedom, focus, authenticity, I think we're all talking about the same thing.
Mhm.
First of all, authenticity is freedom. When you don't have to try to remember the story that you want to tell for yourself, your persona, this highlight reel that we often wear on the outside in public, when you don't have to remember any of that and you can allow yourself, your full self, your raw and real self, your true self to walk into a room, holy shit, is that freedom. That is
Yes.
freedom like to the core. And
Mhm.
from there, you are so focused in your energy that you are unstoppable. Like, this is the order of events. You have the courage to be authentic. You actually you understand how much freedom that is. You focus that energy and you become unstoppable. So, in terms of really embracing and inviting my super self into the conversation, my theme for this year, my desire for this year is to actually let shit go.
Mm.
Mm.
Whatever is not in perfect harmony with the highest frequency version of myself, I am inviting myself to have a new experience and in welcoming and inviting and invoking myself to literally let it go, whether it be like a limited belief or some insecurity or some fear of an insecurity when I get into a situation or an unknown something, like let all of that go and trust that whatever is most relevant for the interaction or the conversation or anything, the creativity, if I embark upon a project, whatever is most relevant will come through. And if it doesn't, then there's magic in the imperfection of it.
Hmm.
Oof.
That is, yeah, like chills. Just
Yeah.
I feel so strongly the same way when I talk about focusing my energy, and that means letting the things go that don't work. And that's okay.
Hmm.
And doing it without judgment or without anger or without expecting something in return. This just isn't working right now for me. And that's okay.
Let that shit go.
Hmm.
Oh my God.
Oh, so Trish, your work with nervous system healing and energetic reset is so needed in this world, especially right now. What are you intentionally calling in or releasing this year?
Oh, I am always releasing, darling. Um, I think it's so important to continue to practice self-awareness. There
Mm.
is so much chatter in my mind. It's constantly, whether it be from myself or, making assumptions that other people are thinking about me or situations that are not going the way I want them to. So, really just working on myself and being self-aware of the thoughts that come in and what goes out, taking a pause. That's really so important. Just really pausing before we speak and think, because really our thoughts become feelings and then those turn into actions or inactions, and that really drives you. And we can have the same situation and have completely different thoughts about it. And so really
Hmm.
just being self-aware and just honing into that and just presenting my best self at all times.
That's so true. The internal monologue, right? It's just I call my critic Seamus. Seamus, I don't need to hear your shit today. But the internal monologue, and Mary and I are very, very close friends in real life and in meme life. So we're constantly sending each other memes and reels on social media. It's like part of my daily routine.
Yes.
And I sent her one recently that someone else forwarded to me, and it said, if you're going to overthink positively. And I was like, yeah, why are we going to the negative? If you're going to overthink, like, oh my gosh, good things are always happening to me. This is amazing. I accept the abundance coming my way, right?
Right.
If we're going to overthink, put a positive light on it, because what we believe, we will manifest.
Training your brain is so important. I spoke about this when I was with you last time about the miracle morning and the
Mm,
savers day
I read
off.
it.
Isn't it great? The whole
Amazing.
concept is so great. Like just starting your day off with positive intentions and affirmations and like how you want to live that day. And just bringing in all the positive before you walk out the door is can really set you up for such great success because we do focus a lot on the negatives.
Hmm.
And it's so huge that you're talking about this right now, especially starting off your morning, of course. Like, why are we going to wake up and abdicate our power, abdicate our state
Right.
of being when we can take a beat and establish that for ourselves? What you were talking about, we're all emotionally intelligent, right? And everybody talks about emotional intelligence, and of course we need to be aware, and we're energetic beings by nature, so we're truly receptive to other people's energy. But how about we talk about emotional fitness? And that's what you're
Ooh.
talking about in terms of really truly getting facile with the ability to set your own state. In order to do that, really get clear on your physiology. Use that physiology to your advantage. So before you say affirmations, clear your mind and your body. Do any sort of breath work that you can. Meditate. Spend a little bit of time setting your state of being, anchoring it in your physiology, and then do your affirmations. And then think about those things that you want. Allow that to be the revolving door of your mind instead of something that is haunting us from our past or worrying us about our future. Like, really practice that emotional fitness before you go into to think about something that you want and then emotionally charge it, which is how you manifest. Like, take a beat, take care of yourself physically, take care of your emotional fitness, and then hypercharge that shit.
Polo, you really nailed it though, because part of that savors, the S is begin with silence, whether that be meditation, prayer, whatever that S can be for you before you do all those other steps. So you totally nailed it. Fantastic.
That's
Mm.
you can't leave it out. You can't leave
Mm-mm.
it out because all answers stand out in silence.
Ooh, I like that.
Another quote, Shelley.
Another quote. I'm writing it down right now.
I'm just stunned into silence by the wisdom that's been released in the first few minutes of this podcast. It is amazing.
I mean, we're pretty badass, let's be
You,
honest.
you know it. You know it.
For you next.
So, Mary, I want to ask you because you are, as I said earlier, you've been on a glow up, girl. You are just doing it, embracing it, becoming, and it's so wonderful to watch it happen in real life. I'm so fortunate that I get to see you so much and watch this happen in real life. How are your intentions showing up in your body? Are you,
Ooh.
excited? Or, what is it feeling like?
It feels so I feel it in my belly and my throat, if you want me to get right down to the physical.
Yeah.
So a little tight, a little nervous, and it's okay to feel that way, because it's change, right? So it doesn't have to feel like misalignment. It feels more like I'm bracing for something, but something good. I feel grounded and I feel like I'm moving forward. But I'm also having to remind myself to slow down and trust the process.
Mm. Yeah, I have just this amazing sense of excitement. And
Mm,
I kind of went into my cocoon at the end of last year and I couldn't really figure out what was happening. I was just not feeling my best self. And coming into 2026, kind of November through December, I just felt like this, like the butterfly emerging. Like I
yeah.
just feel so much excitement about what's to come this year. And I'm just waiting for it to reveal itself because I know it's going to be fantastic.
Oh, yes.
I love that, Shelley. But don't you think sometimes we need that quiet time to just reset?
Mhm.
Right now, I'm on a little bit of a break from work, and usually I would go see friends and do different events. And like, I just took the past week to really just quiet and relax and kind of stay home. And I feel amazing to start work tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's fascinating when we look at the term depressed, and not as a mood or a state of being, but the actual term depressed. It actually can be broken down into deep rest. This is a chrysalis.
Ooh.
Wow.
This is our chrysalis. And from which, in which we build that musculature to be able to fly in a completely transformed state. So when you were going through that, Shelley, I remember just feeling deeply. What came up immediately was, ooh, just take care of yourself and wait. You are building the musculature for a whole new life. And I
Wow.
think we need that. I think we need those moments of pause. I think we need that incubation. I think we need that deep rest, right? In
Mm-hmm.
order to really like allow ourselves to transform completely into something that we really, really want to be.
That was so profound. Polo is just dropping the mic here
I
today.
know, I know. I'm thinking, can Polo move in? I mean, you can do everything. She'd be right behind you as a cheerleader, just
Create an
helping you.
incredible community. What? That would be awesome.
That would be
It
amazing.
would.
So, Trish, you have talked a lot about the power of rhythm and rest. Speaking of all of that, what boundary besides the last week that you've taken to yourself or practice are you protecting in 2026 to really support your nervous system, your energy, your peace?
Oh, wow, that's a beautiful one. Well, I've been working on, mental, physical, emotional resilience, and something that I have just started. Because here's the thing, ladies, I've really realized this. I deep down am a teacher.
Hmm.
And so I think my purpose here is to support others in their journey. And so my new thing that I'm so excited about is I am studying for two things. Again, teacher, student, same thing. I am working on my national board certification for health and wellness coaching. And if that's not enough, I am starting coursework and becoming a yoga instructor.
Oh my gosh.
So excited. So that all brings into that, strong emotional awareness, physical. I'm just so thrilled about this.
What a great journey.
Congratulations.
That's a great journey. I love that you said teacher and student, same thing, because I feel like my purpose is also to teach in some way, whatever that looks like, not in the classroom, but in life, I guess. But I'm also a voracious student, voracious reader, and they are very aligned to me. So I
I
love
feel like
that.
I'm always looking to learn new things, always.
Same, same.
Books, coursework from people like beautiful ladies like yourself. It's always
Mhm.
about learning and growing.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Can you imagine if we stopped learning? It would be
No.
so boring. I would immediately lose purpose. There's no, yeah,
Yeah.
of course, growth,
What
expansion.
else is there to do if you're not
Exactly.
growing?
So, Polo, what part of your past is becoming compost for this year's growth? And how are you using it to fuel your forward motion?
Ooh. In the spirit of living in an inclusive existence as opposed to an exclusive existence, there's no way to push something out of our existence. Whatever we resist persists. You've heard all of that. My using compost as an example is like the perfect thing. It is fodder for our growth. It is where we plant our seeds of knowledge and growth to be able to look at the cumulative nature of our being and see what we have planted and be able to reap those beautiful flowers and create that garden and curate it as we wish. So my biggest test has been to really look at all the dark and gnarly parts of my mind and memory, all the scary and haunting parts of my past, and really show them love. Like welcome them in to
Yeah.
my experience. And it's been a huge challenge, even though, the books that I write are incredibly revealing. I, I really share everything. There is a difference between sharing and still shaming yourself about it,
Yes.
and sharing and actually allowing yourself to be transformed by it,
Yes.
allowing yourself to love those parts of yourself, allowing yourself to really remember, as I've talked about before, remember as opposed to dismemberment, right? Remember those perceived disparate parts of ourself, integrate our body, mind, and soul, and allow each aspect of ourself to be beautiful in its fractal kaleidoscope of light and color and technicolor diversity. So it's been my challenge to really just embrace all of me and be okay with it. And not only okay with it, but also show it to the world in whatever moment, you know?
Hmm. That's
Showing yourself
huge.
self-compassion. is so important. But I also think, Polo, of like all the lessons that you learn from your past. It's so important to reflect on that and
Yes.
how that can change you.
And if we can take the wisdom and leave the rest, oh my
Yeah.
God, what a gift that is. If we can
Right.
take
Because
the wisdom and not perpetuate the pain, then holy shit, we've gotten that kernel, that beautiful diamond of all the coal we had to go through, you know?
yeah, there's a quote by Oscar Wilde, and I'm not going to get it exactly right, but it's something to the effect that, when we say experience, it's just really our past mistakes, right? Like that's how we learn. And so we love the word experience. So I'm experienced or I have experience. Well, that just means you had to figure shit out, which is what we're doing, right? We're a constant evolution of experience.
All
If
day,
all of
every day.
are lifelong learners, then that is what we love anyway. So why do we try to deny it or leave it out of the highlight reel of our life? Like this is what is lighting us up, is making us, is
Yes.
learning all of those things through failure and folly and foibles and fumbles. Like this is the journey. And it's
Yes.
so good. It's so good.
You cannot enjoy the light if you have never seen the dark. Mary,
Amen.
what's one thing you're not bringing into 2026?
Ooh, I started this last year, but I would think I have more intention for this year is not bringing in the need to please everyone. I am choosing
Mhm.
alignment with myself over external approval. I am no longer going to spend my time with people who bring me down, and I'm going to commit to just being around people who build me up.
Not everyone deserves a front row in your show,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
again, that's not negative, that's not judgment, but we all have the opportunity to, partake in the life that we choose. And oftentimes we let people drain our energy because, we feel beholden or we feel bad or we feel, everyone's on the same journey. I've said this before. The Course in Miracles says we all have the same curriculum. The only thing that is up to us is the timing. And some people aren't ready for the work yet, and that's okay. And when they
Mm-hmm.
are ready for the work, we can accept them with open arms
Right.
and say, welcome, welcome into the fold. But we can't stunt our growth because other people aren't ready for the work yet.
Mm-hmm.
I
Tell me.
love that though, the power of your surroundings, whether that be physical, but also your people, your tribe. Who are you surrounding yourself with? Are they people that inspire you and support you and uplift you? And also the power of like the music that you're listening to, the social media that you're surrounding yourself with, the TV shows, the movies, like what are you letting into your life, as you said, Shelley, really help shape you. And it's really important to think about. And I think a lot of times we just go on default. We forget about all that.
Yeah,
I
we
We
do this.
think
We do the
everybody
same
has a
thing.
place in our front row, just like you said.
Yep.
Right. It's like routine. We wake up, we shower, we brush our teeth, we blah, blah, blah. We talk to this person, we eat lunch, and we're not really giving it
Being
uh,
intentional.
yeah, we're not being intentional. We're not really thinking about it. Like this is just our routine. And that's where you miss the mark, right? That's where you miss the living and the growth,
And the magic.
the magic.
We don't realize it, but we are the star of our own show,
Yeah.
and we can't help but be. So, everybody who is in our lives, everybody who we cast in those roles, they can play cameos and walk ons and co stars, but they are not the stars of our life. So, how often do you walk on stage in your life and abdicate your power to somebody else, a walk on character who is now running your show?
Right.
And if we can take a beat and realize in a selfish way, but in the purest definition of that word, meaning we have no other perspective but through ourselves. In a selfish way, who do you want to cast in the play of
Right.
your life?
Right.
Like, curate that. Be
Right.
really intentional. I was listening to something the other day and they asked, what if who you hang around with, your intimate circle, is a direct reflection of how much you love yourself, how much you will
Mm,
tolerate and accept? And I was like, oof.
right.
If that doesn't give you pause to really evaluate, how does this person make me feel? How do I feel when
Yeah.
I'm around this person? Am I proud to have them as the reflection of my self-worth?
Right. And are they uplifting and embracing me, or are they trying to bring me to the space that they are right now.
Polo, I love that. You're absolutely right. We do have the power to curate our day and who we let in. But I love the idea of cameos and walk-ons because a lot of time those cameos or walk-ons really just go right into your mind and that's what you're focusing on. That's so powerful. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
And you realize they can be a bit part. I mean, if we understand that everything is a mirror, meaning everything that shows up in our existence is here to show us something. If we can ask ourselves, what is this trying to show me? What is this person who just cut me off in traffic and flipped me off out the window? What are they here to show me? If we
Right.
can really act like the star of our own show and say that and ask that, because in a good script, there are no superfluous characters. Every character has a purpose. Every person who walks on stage or in front of a camera is trying to convey a piece of information integral to the storyline. So if we can ask that person or that character, ask of ourselves, what is this tiny little bit part person trying to show me? We have then just not only taken back the power to live as the movie stars that we are, but also learned and taken the wisdom and gleaned all of what we can from those juicy little nuggets and chucked all of what we usually keep running through the revolving door of our mind and flagellating ourselves for. Like every information is so beautifully pertinent if we can just look through the lens of the star of our own show.
Mm-hmm. I
Well, they
love
say
that.
that everybody that comes into your life is a lesson,
Oh, for
whether
sure.
that be how to act or how not to act.
I agree with that wholeheartedly. I've learned some of my best leadership lessons from leaders I did not want to emulate or repeat the behavior, truly.
It's true. So, Shelley, what are you doing for 2026 as far as something you're not bringing into the new year?
I'm not bringing negative people or energy into the new year with me. I am really focused on positive mindset. I'm really focused on authenticity. I'm focused on telling fear to STF. um, speaking of authenticity, so one of the things that I am bringing into me as part of my authentic, I am joining the Silver Sisters Club. Mary's one of the only ones that know that, but I am growing
Oh,
out
I know
my
what that is.
silver hair to join the Silver Sisters Club and really embracing the fullness of who I am. I'm doing things that light me up in 2026. Polo and I have a great workshop coming up, a half day on January 24th in Lansing and stuff like that, really embracing life and not giving into fear. Fear was left in 2026. Whether
Mhm.
you like me or don't like me, this is who I am. That's how I'm walking into 2026.
Woo!
Yeehaw!
Love it.
Mhm.
Love it.
Let's glow! I love it.
So let's think about because we're all very spiritual and intentional. Dealer's choice in order of excitement. What practice or ritual are you really leaning into this year to stay aligned with your truth?
These deep questions, Shelley.
Polo looks like she has an answer.
I'm asking my body right now what I should bring forward. And it's literally like tending to my nervous system like it's a child in pain. It's
Mm,
literally getting and really treating my body as if it's a child in pain, being so nurturing and so loving and practicing compassion and kindness and patience and open-mindedness and open-heartedness and it really truly just being kind. Take a beat. It's not to say that I don't exercise, but I don't go whole hog and I'm like, come on, Tate, let's go. And like force myself to lift heavy and work out hard and do high impact stuff if my body doesn't feel like it.
mhm.
Whereas in the past, that little inner critic of mine is like a drill sergeant and is like, come on, just go, let's get it done, blah, blah, blah. Really material, really militaristic. I'm inviting myself to have a new experience with my body and my state of being. I love working. Like, I love working. I love being able to do this and do what lights me up. And I would do it all day, every day, if I could, without stopping until I crash. So I'm trying to be a little bit friendlier to myself. And it's really
Yeah.
hard. It's really hard. So
That's the great part of like loving thing, like doing things that light you up. It's like so fun, but like you said, you can just do it and do it, and then it's like blinders on to the rest of the world.
completely. There are people in my life who like knock at the door of my heart and are like, hello, like, come out to play,
Trisha, what about you?
Trish?
So I think what I'm going to start working on more, which it's been a continual practice for me, is just the power of self-talk and the
Yes.
thought ladder, which is really how to help train your brain for like the power of yet. So instead of saying, I can't do this, it would be, I'm practicing or I'm learning how to do this. And just remembering that how powerful my brain is and how I can teach it to become more resilient and just really the power of the words that we say and how to cultivate that so we're learning and growing more. But just starting at a thought and just working our way up. So if we say like, I can do this or I can bench 100 pounds, knowing that I can't bench 100 pounds, I would say something like, I'm practicing, I'm working on it. That's
Yes.
okay, that it's just not there yet. Just giving myself
Yes.
grace.
Yes.
Mm,
That is so powerful. It's like I'm a work in progress and really embracing that. That's
That's
wonderful.
exactly it. Hmm.
you have such a beautiful way of like breaking things down in a very,
Yeah.
you can tell you're a teacher. It's just so wonderful to hear you take it step by step. And like the fact that we forget every time that the old adage of it's not the destination, it's the journey. We just said it. It's what we love most is learning. We're
Hmm.
lifelong learners. So even when we're like, nailed it, we got it, that's done, it's never done. Like
Yeah.
we always, that's what we're doing constantly with every breath we take and every beat of our heart is just getting better and refining and learning more and iterating and course correcting and all of that. That's what it is. It's so beautiful.
I did also think I could tell the teacher and Trish really came out in her answer. So I appreciated that. But I love what you just said. It's like you're never done going to the gym, right? And like if we can just understand, and when you think about people like once I get here, I'm gonna be happy. Like,
hmm
no, that's not the way life works, right? There's a constant evolution and a growth. And if you think you're going to be able to stop at some point, you're just setting yourself up for disappointment, right? And really having the mindset that this is the journey, this is the practice. Life is a practice of constant growth in
Yes.
enlightenment.
Because if all that were true, I would have stopped dieting years ago
Right,
because I would
right,
have been done, right? But
right,
it's
right.
a constant. So Shelley, what about you? What are you working on to align with your truth?
I'm really leaning into my I'm a planner. I like to sit down and think deeply. And so I went on a retreat in November and really spent some time with myself, deep thinking about what I wanted, how I wanted to move with more intention. And I'm leaning into my Sundays are my day that I sit down for about an hour and I work through my planner and kind of what I want to do, what I want to manifest. I plan my meals, I plan my workouts around kind of what my calendar looks like. What are my intentions? What am I focusing on this week? And so when I'm really doing well there, my life is really feeling good. It feels very, in sync. And so I have moved that into another realm. So my husband and I are doing it now. So we had our first annual meeting this year and we sat down and talked about like what our intentions are for 2026, what our values are as a couple, what we want to see happen from, financial relationship, all encompassing. And so we're doing that together too. And it feels really good. It feels really aligned. And so I'm trying to look at what are the things that serve me very well that help me be the best version of myself and where can I make sure that I'm applying them to all aspects of my life, whether it's my relationship with my husband, because like I said, we're going to be empty nesters for the first time. And if you have read or heard of the 5 types of wealth, one of the things you learn is like the older you get, the less time you spend with your children and the more time you spend with your spouse. And so I want to be really intentional about giving to that relationship and making sure that we're on the same page, and then continuing to do those same things for myself, for my business, because that's when I feel like I'm operating on all cylinders.
That's
Mhm.
beautiful. Just being intentional is so important.
Yeah. What about you, Mayor Bear?
Oh boy. Well, a dear friend and fellow podcast host gave me a journal recently. And, we've been talking a lot about writing, and I'm a copious note taker at the office, but I never do those things for myself in the home or my personal life. And so I'm really focusing on writing and speaking my intentions to put that in there out into the ethers, to really be able to focus, look back on a week and see what might have blocked me from reaching any goals that I had. I'm really excited about it. I just started in my journal today, as a matter of fact. I'm not calling it a resolution. I'm calling it an intention for the year to really, get to know myself a little better.
I love that. And I'm so excited for you. Mary and I have this vision of creating our own journal. So we're
Mm-hmm.
testing out journals together to figure out what we like, what we would tweak. So we're going to have a great time over the
Yes.
course of this year.
I'm so excited.
I feel like we should just take a beat and remind ourselves that we are worthy of change. Like we are worthy of doing these things for ourselves. Because all of us at one point or another during this conversation have been like, well, I do it for work, or I do it for other people, or
Mm-hmm.
for my spouse, or my kids, or my insert the blank here. But doing it for ourselves really, really is the only thing that truly moves the needle in our life. It's
Yes.
the only thing that affects every single thing around us. When we
Yes.
change ourself, we change our world, right? When we heal ourselves, we heal the world. So it's so important, and I don't think it should be lost on us how much each of us and all of us deserve that, deserve to spend some time really being intentional about what we desire, what we want,
Mm-hmm.
bringing that aerodynamic sense of who we are inside and who we show the world outside, like bring it together so that we can start moving at the speed of life. So that whatever we say and do has that focused, aerodynamic, powerful impact in the world and in our life, you know?
Absolutely.
I wholeheartedly agree. And I just hope the world is ready for me.
Ready or
Even if
not,
they're
here you
not, even if
come.
they are, the world needs you. It needs you to be who you truly are, truly.
So Shelley, I want to ask you another question. As someone who leads with intuition and clarity, what's a soul whisper you're actually listening to this year that you might have ignored in the past, especially as you went on that journey in November and December of sort of inward?
I would say the world needs something that I have.
Mm,
That's something that I really believe. And it's one of those things that's like hard to say because it feels so, oh my gosh, I'm so important. The world needs something I have, right? And so I haven't really said it out loud before, but in part of my reflection and part of my journey, we're all put here for a certain purpose, and the world needs something that I have, and I'm here to deliver.
mm,
And
love
on
it.
that note, combined with what Mary just said, don't wait for the world to be ready. Be who you are and change the fucking world.
Ooh, yes.
Like, truly, that's
Yes.
what we're here to do. That's what we're here to do.
Absolutely.
Exciting.
Absolutely. We cannot be take a back seat and then wonder why the world isn't showing up as we would like.
It's
Totally.
true. It's true.
So Mary, how are you choosing presence in the midst of all you've got a lot going on. You got a
Mm.
new job in your corporate world. We have a lot going on with Wild Her Wisdom. You're supporting the workshop that Polo and I are doing. How are you sort of choosing to be present and make sure that you keep coming back to what matters?
I really think for me, I choose presence by slowing down and listening to my body. I have to do that now. Spending time with people who align with me, like I said earlier, and setting boundaries for the people that don't. Shelley knows me well. I can feel someone's energy the second they walk into a room. And it is something that I have to still learn to master because I can let that just take me down. So I have to be very present, very mindful, and have the ability to shut that shit down and just focus because that's the toughie. So that's something I'm working into this year is tapping into my intuition and not being pulled down with negative forces.
Yes. Mary is such an empath and she can, like she said, feel the energy in the room. And I think once you are able to feel it and then give it back to somebody and say, nope, that's
Yes.
yours.
Yes, that's exactly it. Thank you for helping me put that more eloquently. Just you can have this back. I don't want that energy today. Here you go. Here you go. And keep the
Hand
change.
it back to them.
And just as a nerdy scientific note, whatever vibration is strongest, whoever has the most practiced vibration trumps the room.
Hmm.
So all you have to do is keep practicing that authentic, unfettered, true note of your soul as you start to discover more and more of it. Keep being who you authentically are. Keep asking, who am I? The more and more you practice that beautiful note, the less anybody else has any bearing or even registers on your scale in your symphony of life. So you can pick up on those notes, those beautiful other notes that other people play, but it will have no bearing on whether your vibration dips.
I talk about that and a lot with my coaching clients. And again, I didn't come up with this, but I don't remember who did, so I don't attribute it to myself. But you as a leader, and I think leadership is a way of being, right? It's not your job. It's a way of being in the world. You as a leader are the thermostat. You set the temperature. Followers are thermometers. They react to the environment. And so
Hmm.
once you embrace your thermostatness in life, then you can impact the room and the people around you.
I love that.
So as we're starting to wind down as the core four, let's talk about what our shared intentions are. Like, what do we want to model or give to our listeners this season?
What do you think, Trisha? I can see the wheels turning.
I just think the power of change and that we are capable and that we are worthy of evolving. I think so much we complain and about things that are going on around us, but we truly have the power to make change and just really taking that time to self-reflect and think about our intentions and how we can support.
And change is the only constant, right? That's the thing. Like we say that we fear change, but change is literally the only constant. I'm not a scientist, but I know that our cells are constantly renewing themselves. We are not the same human being we were 7 years ago. And so understanding that change is the way, and how do we embrace that and move forward and grow and enlighten and share, that is so important to me.
And it's so funny when people say, I'm afraid of change, I don't like change, I don't respond well to change, when truly we are far more adept at change than you could possibly fathom. Like what you were saying, like each cell changes over completely in every moment. We are constantly shedding cells, beliefs, things. Everything in our experience is changing all the time. We are so adept, we wouldn't have survived up until now if we were not masters at handling change.
Mhm.
So embrace it. Remember the master that you are, surfing on this choppy, chaotic sea of life.
I love that. For me, when I sat in a room with the three of you, what was last summer, I looked around because you're all so smart, and you're further into your journeys of self-discovery than I am, and that's okay. It would be easy to have a little bit of imposter syndrome being around the three of you. But then I went, hell no, that's not true. I'm just growing. And that's okay. I'm the little flower. You maybe have blossomed a little earlier, but I'm in that garden too. And I have a little sparkle to that bouquet of wonderfulness that you all bring to the room. So my word is growth. I really hope to model that for other people and let them see, wow, she's really changed. She's really come to her own, even at this age. I want them to see that and be inspired to do that for themselves as well.
Oh my gosh. First of all, there's no
That's
universal measuring stick.
right.
Like you are as we are, and expert in who you are.
Mm-hmm.
You are an
Yes.
expert, and we learn from you in every single meeting. So there truly is, whenever we look around the world and we're like, ugh, they have more, they know more, they've done more, all of that stuff, there's no universal measuring stick.
Right.
Like what Shelley was saying, the curriculum's the same. It's just a matter of timing. Like,
Exactly. Exactly.
Right.
we're here to be on our own journey. Our soul is taking our body on a journey of awakening. That is what is happening here. So the fact that you're even aware of self-work, of inner work, of personal work, the fact that all of these beautiful people who are going to hear this are now being either introduced or edified on their journey of inner work, we are so far. This is a place people don't get in lifetimes.
Right.
Right.
You know what I
Right.
mean? Just
Right.
being able to turn our inner eye to ourselves, you know.
As humans, we compare ourselves to others and we try to
Mm-hmm.
figure out what is our role in our tribe. How do we fit in? And I hear a lot about the imposter syndrome. I don't feel it that much because I feel like I believe in myself and I have a role. It's just different than everybody's.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. So as we close, let's think about one-liner affirmation that you want people to take away as we leave the space. And the one that I want to share is something that my dad always says, and it really encapsulates our conversation to me today. He says, the beautiful thing about spring is all the flowers bloom at different times. And
Mm.
it doesn't matter where you are in your journey, you can bloom and you will bloom at the right time. And that's what I really hope that our listeners take away from today. What about you, Mary?
I really hope that our listeners take away that you don't need to make sense to anyone else to be valid.
Yes. Yes.
Period. End of.
Yes. What about you, Trish?
The power of being mindful and with intention, and how powerful the two words I am are. It's something I truly believe in. So instead of saying I am tired, I am sad, really, when you say those words, it's sending messages to your brain.
Mm-hmm.
And really more of I am strong, I am resilient, I can do this. It's something that I actually practice a lot. I start my day with a powerful I am, and I run it through my head all day, especially when I'm feeling challenged. Just the power of what comes after the words I am.
Mm.
I love that. Thanks for sharing. Polo, bring us home.
I think it's really important to remember that authenticity is freedom. If you exist, you belong. If you exist, you matter. And if you exist, you are worthy beyond measure. So take a beat, ask yourself who you are, and then prove it to yourself with every breath you take and every beat of your heart.
Wow. Ladies, what a way to kick off season 4 of WildHER Wisdom. I am so honored that each and every one of you joined. I cannot wait to see what we bring to the listeners this year. Thank you so much, listeners. We will be back with another episode of WildHER Wisdom. Talk to you soon.
And just like that, beautiful soul, we have wrapped up another episode of WildHER Wisdom. But don't let the journey end here. Come connect with us. Follow us on Instagram, like our Facebook page, and visit wildherwisdom.com to catch up on episodes, grab extra inspiration, and stay part of our WildHER community. And remember, the conversations here are for your inspiration and empowerment, not professional, medical, or therapeutic advice. Trust yourself and reach out to qualified pros when you need to. Until next time, stay bold, stay brilliant, and keep living your WildHER life. You are powerful, you are wise, and you are absolutely unstoppable.